Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to our marketing research module presentation. In today's presentation, we will work with the brand EBS University of Business and Law. Like many universities, it has many modes of lectures. One of them is via Skype or video calling. Although the concept is very appealing, students have often complained and seem dissatisfied with this mode. To enhance the university's innovative image and address this problem, we propose a new mode of teaching, that is through holograms. Now the question arises, what is the managerial relevance of this new technology? And the answer is, first, the cost. EBS host quite a few visiting professors from eminent universities around the world, and it is quite expensive to meet the logistical expenses to fly in a professor from, for instance, India or the US. Then the university teaches students to be innovative and has the reputation to be a top tier international business school. Thus, the university itself needs to take the lead and be innovative in its operations while maintaining internationality and quality of its professors, who in reality shape the content of the university's programs. Furthermore, the technology itself is an experience to the students who are in fact the primary customers of the EBS brand. And all of these combined will shape the reputation of the university, which is after all the key selling point of any educational institution. Thus comes our research question: can hologram technology add value to EBS students?
To answer this research question, our experiment will focus on measuring the student's satisfaction according to the mode of lecture. So satisfaction is our dependent variable, and mode of lecture is our independent variable, that is to say, the variable that we manipulate. Mode of lecture vary between face-to-face, Skype, and hologram lectures. No studies have already been implemented over the link between student satisfaction and modes of lecture. This is why we want to obtain primary data through our experiment. Our hypothesis is students have a low satisfaction with a Skype lecture, a higher satisfaction with a hologram lecture, and still a higher satisfaction with a face-to-face lecture. Our target population is, of course, EBS students. Our sample frame is that we want three groups taking into account the genders, the origin, and the year of study of the students. Our sampling technique is quota sampling. Therefore, we will have three groups of 60 students composed of half men, half women, half Germans, half internationals, 25 bachelors, 25 masters, and 10 MBA students. Group 1 will attend a face-to-face lecture. Group 2, a Skype lecture. Group 3, a hologram lecture. Please note that the lectures have exactly the same content and is given by the exactly same professor. The only variable here is the mode of lecture. At the end of the lecture, we will measure their satisfaction by asking a set of questions on a questionnaire. About the data collection process. Satisfaction is a latent variable, meaning it is a variable that cannot be observed or measured directly. However, it can be inferred from other observable and measurable variables. To measure the degree of student satisfaction from a lecture, we will use a multiple semantic differential scale. The scale is a 7-point scale ranging from -3 to 3. So the questionnaire is as follows. Students are asked to check the space that best give their answer. So was the mode of lecture pleasant? Were they contented with the mode of lecture? Was it clear? And how satisfied are they overall? For example, these students noted the lecture with a 2 on the pleasure scale. He noted a 1 on contentment, clearness, and satisfaction about the mode of lecture. His average is then 1.25, which is his overall satisfaction, the best being 3. With the gathering of all questionnaires from all group members, we can get the three means of the overall satisfaction of the three groups.
Although we haven't conducted our experiment yet, we do have some expectations based on an informal study. We believe that even in the age of millennials, nothing compares to the good old classic mode of face to face teaching. And since a student's past experience act as an uncontrollable influencing factor as they compare it to Skype lectures, they will have a feeling of dissatisfaction towards these Skype lectures. However, when it comes to hologram lectures, we do expect the satisfaction levels of these students to be lesser than face-to-face lectures, but definitely higher than Skype lectures. Now, these expected results have some implications. To assess them, we first need to understand the preference of the students. As per previous research conducted on consumer preference in the field of automobiles by Jamal and Almari, there is a strong link between brand preference and brand satisfaction. Therefore, we can say that the students' feelings towards satisfaction, clarity, contention, pleasantness are representative of their preference. Thus, face to face lectures are the most preferred, while Skype lectures are least preferred, and hologram lectures find the middle ground. This information can be used by university management to improve their operations as per their discretion. In conclusion, we believe that hologram technology has the potential to create additional value to web students.
We found some limitations about the experiment. First, Group 3, who were given a hologram lecture, may have their satisfaction higher than Group 1, who got the face-to-face lecture. Indeed, hologram technology is a relatively new technology that gets people curious and excited. Groups were formed with surface-level and observable characteristics like gender, origin, and level of study. However, what can infer the results are their deep-level and non-observable characteristics such as beliefs, reluctance to change, friendliness towards technology, etc. There are other independent variables that we can manipulate to have satisfaction varying. Student satisfaction can vary according to the reputation and credibility of the professors that does the lecture. If Stephen Hawking were to give a conference at EBS, student satisfaction would be high, but on hologram or Skype it would be high as well. Student satisfaction also vary given the content of the lecture. The occurrence of the lecture also plays a role on student satisfaction. Students would not be satisfied if they were to have more than 2 out of 5 lectures per week with hologram. And other dependent variable needs to be taken into account if we want to implement the hologram technology at EBS. Overall, EBS wants students to pass at their exams. Does the mode of lecture affect the results of the students? For EBS as a school, hologram technology would increase the reputation of the school, but a trade-off needs to be done with the costs of the technology. This video presentation comes to an end. Thank you for your attention. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed working on this research question.